Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I'll be discussing understanding EMI Precompliance testing. And before we begin, I have I have a customer here, at Sir Erickson, and he's my main customer regarding EMC. He's my number one EMC customer here in the Philippines. So today we'll discuss EMI pre-compliance testing. And first of all, we need to discuss what is electromagnetic compatibility test. So before we sell our products that we develop worldwide, for example, you have a target market in Europe, US, Japan, you need to certify your product in that market. So that's what EMC testing is all about. So we have EMI, wherein we need to measure the noise or the noise that our product is contributing to the environment. So it has two parts. It can affect other products through contacted EMI, or can also be affected by radiated EMI. So we need to test both EMI and EMS. Okay. So in conducted EMI, we test the noise coming out from our DUT through conduction. While in radiated, what is being radiated in the environment. So aside from that, we need to test our product also to receive the EMI noises in the environment. Both also can have conducted in the radiated EMS. So these are what electromagnetic compatibility is. So yeah, we have several standards like CISPR. So in CISPR, we have according to our DUT, kung ano yung DUT natin, doon natin siya itetest. For example, scientific and medical equipment, we use the CISPR 11 standard. For household equipment and electrical tools, we use CISPR 14. For lighting, we use CISPR 15. And for multimedia equipment like our cell phone, laptop, we use CISPR 32 standard. So in compliance testing, we need to have that chamber. So we have one from RTC in Advanced Energy. They have this chamber. And also we have full compliance chamber in EPDC in Bikutan, Taguig. So that's the compliance setup. You need to have that environment wherein there's no other EMC noises available in the area. So yeah, we only need to measure the noises coming out from our DUT. Okay. So this is the process of EMC testing process. So first of all, we need to develop our product. And then after that, we do the prototype. And after the prototype, we need to certify it before we sell it to outside the Philippines. So before you send your equipment or product, you need to do pre-compliance tests because you can't. This compliance test is very expensive. So if you fail, you need to restart again. So you need to do pre-compliance testing first and pass that so that you have level of confidence that you will really pass the compliance testing. So this is one example of conducted emission setup wherein we connect our EUT or our product into, sorry, the LISN, and it is connected to the receiver, which measure the noise or the EMI noise coming from our DUT. And this one are the pre-compliance setup, minimum pre-compliance setup that we can do in in your lab. For example, you cannot afford to set up a big chamber. You can just get a GTEM and do the testing inside. Since GTEM is cheaper than a big chamber. And for the receiver, you can buy a pre-compliance receiver or even some spectrum analyzer you can also use. And you can also use oscilloscope that can do FFT to do your pre-compliance testing. And here in the Philippines, those R&D, power supply R&D companies that are setting up are usually doing this kind of setup. But for our advanced energy, they do the chamber. They set up the chamber. And some also other in Cebu and upcoming in Batangas, there will be also a new setup that will itatayo siya. Next. So ito yung mga equipment na pwede natin gamitin for our pre-compliance and the difference between them. For example, we have EMI receiver wherein it is being used for full compliance testing. You can buy this, or if you don't have enough budget, you can buy a spectrum analyzer, or if you don't have budget for a spectrum analyzer, or you don't have one, you can also use an oscilloscope. So what's the difference between them? First of all, sa tatlong yan, ang pinakamahalaga na factor dyan, yung preselector ng EMI receiver. Usually, ang EMI testing, hindi natin alam kung gaano kataas yung mga EMI noises. So, we really need the EMI preselector para ma-block natin yung mga sobrang taas na signal and hindi siya maka-apekto sa measurement. So, yung spectrum analyzer, wala siyang preselector. So, ganun din yung oscilloscope. So, yun. Kaya hindi rin siya pwedeng gamitin for full compliance testing, yung dalawa na yun. Usually, ang ginagamit yung receiver talaga. And time domain scan, new receiver nowadays have this time domain scan, which make the testing very fast. So from few hours, ngayon mas mabilis na yung testing ng radiated emission. For example, used to take a few hours. Ngayon, maybe seconds or minutes na lang siya. Yeah. And I will not go to everything. Next. Ito naman, EMS. Since our product, katulad nung sinabi ni Sir Philip kanina, they need also to check kung gagana ba yung kanilang product sa mga harsh environment. So, being subjected to electrical noises, so ito yung test ng EMS. Sinasubject natin yung DUT natin sa mga EMI noises coming from other equipment, or for example, there's a strong broadcast signal outside, then it should not be affected by these noises. So kailangan resilient yung product na ginagawa natin. Okay. Next. So ito yung para dun sa radiated. So aside from the radiated, we also have conducted EMS. So yung DUT natin, isa-subject naman natin siya sa sa conducted na through wires naman yung pag-apply natin ng noises. So yung kanina is through radiated, this one conducted naman. So ano yung mga gagamitin natin para para i-expose yung DUT natin? So meron tayong CDN, EM clamp, saka BCI, bulk current injection. And yung mga components natin dyan, gagamit tayo ng signal generator, power amplifier, and power sensors. So yung power sensor, may measure naman niya kung ano yung level nung signal na ibabato natin to check kung tama ba yung sinasubject nating signal dun sa DUT. So, for another naman ng pagtetest ng pre-compliance is we can use near-field probes. I have a demo outside and I'm showing it in our booth. And also LISN, line impedance stabilizing network. So, yeah. So, any question for understanding EMI pre-compliance testing?
Sige, Sir Larry. Yung dun po sa device under test, ano yung mga examples dun sa electromagnetic susceptibility, usually?
Okay. Examples. First of all, examples is madalas ko siyang makita or yung client namin, like Advanced Energy, power supply. Basically, tinetest nila yon na either conducted or radiated, na resilient siya sa EMI noises. The previous one is military standard. So, meaning, in that setup, they will introduce noises sa DUT nila, it should not affect the operation of their power supply. So if your power supply have internal communication, then that communication line should not be affected or can be handled correctly by your power supply. So it should not malfunction during EMS testing.
Okay. Thank you. So, we'd like to award this certificate of appreciation to Engineer Larry Mirasol for sharing their invaluable insight and work on understanding EMI pre-compliance testing during the NEECECON 2024, given this 19th day of July here at Novotel Manila, signed by our director.